Experiment fails, science disasters. We all know that science can help us live better lives and find cures for illness. It is intended to be a tool to improve the future of humanity. But things don't always work out as expected, and there may have been issues along the road. These are just a few examples of the numerous failed experiments, ranging from psychological research that would never pass ethical muster in the modern era to disastrous new product launches. Watch till the end to get your mind jogged. 1. The Ape Experiment. An 8-month-old chimpanzee named Gua was adopted by Winthrop Niles Kellogg, an American psychologist, to live with his 10-month-old son, Donald, as part of an experiment to investigate what impact raising a chimpanzee like and among people would have on the chimpanzee. It appeared that Gua outperformed Donald in all of the motor tasks, including drinking of a glass, opening doors, climbing, etc. He treated each of them equally by giving them the same food, clothes, even diapers, and then documented his observations and testing. Gua failed the language test, while Donald, who was falling behind in the motor skills test, started to regress and act like a chimp. The boy also failed the language tests and started to copy Gua's chimp noises, screams, and barks, forcing Kellogg to stop the experiment abruptly after only 9 months. Gua was then returned to a primate center and died of pneumonia less than a year after her separation from Donald when she had just turned 3 years old. 2. Killer bees. Scientists believed they could cross the friendly European honeybees with the productive African bees in the 1950s to produce a new species that would be extremely productive in making honey while still being very friendly. Instead, they produced the killer bee, which is 10 times more aggressive than the European honeybees, attacks almost 3 times more than many other bees, and can chase its prey for up to a quarter of a mile. Additionally, they are far less productive than European honeybees, producing 5 times less honey overall. The bees arrived in the USA in 1985 after evading quarantine in 1957. 3. The Standard Prison Experiment. Professor of psychology Philip Zimbardo conducted this study in 1971 at Stanford University to examine the potential psychological effects of perceived power. In an authoritarian form of governance, the students flipped coins to determine who would be the guards and who would be the inmates. The prisoners were required to do what they were instructed. The captives began to resist on the second day, and by the third day, they had come to terms with their status as helpless prisoners. The guards continued to abuse the prisoners mentally while the students rapidly accepted their positions. After only 6 days, the experiment, which was supposed to last 2 weeks, was called off because it was getting too real. 4. Franz Reichelt's aviator suit. Franz Reichelt had unwavering trust in his own innovation, which is maybe the best thing that can be stated about him. Using 320 square feet of cloth, Reichelt created a parachute in the early 1900s that folded up into a wearable aviator suit. He had tested the parachute on multiple occasions with dummies, all of which had failed. He attributed the problem to the buildings, claiming that they were merely too low. By launching a dummy from the Eiffel Tower in 1912, Reichelt intended to test his most recent design. But the inventor shocked the gathering by donning the parachute suit and jumping himself when he arrived at the iconic monument. But the parachute didn't deploy, and Reichelt suffered the consequences of his own creation. An autopsy apparently revealed that he passed away on the way down from a heart attack. 5. The Little Elbert Experiment. John B. Watson conducted this experiment, and the findings were published in February 1920. An emotionally secure infant sphere was to be trained in this experiment. Albert, a 9-month-old hospital baby chosen by Watson, exhibited no fear when Watson permitted him to play with white rats, dogs, rabbits, monkeys, and other creatures. Albert was given another chance to play with a white rat, but this time, whenever the rat got close or he touched it, Watson would make a loud noise behind Albert with a steel pipe to startle him. After a few repetitions of this test, Albert started to exhibit a phobia of the rat whenever it was released by crying and running away. In fact, Albert displayed a general fear of white flowers. Albert's fear of white fluffy things was regrettably never treated. The average individual does not give disturbing experiments a great deal of thought. As a matter of fact, We are practically constantly reminded of the advancements made during the previous 50 years of human history. The human lives that are lost or shattered in the name of this development are something we don't seem to be constantly reminded of, though. That's it for today, folks. If you liked our video, like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you.